This is Irontrader, and this is Midday Trading. So we're going to do a little updating here on natural gas and crude oil. And then we're going to take a look here at the commodity silver and the ETF SLV. This video is for information purposes only, not a recommendation to buy, sell any stock, commodity, ETF. Please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Okay, first out of the gate is old natty gas. Now, here's what we have going on to today, which is actually a really good trading day. So far, today's low was 1.916. Friday's low was 1.90. So if you watched my video this morning, I said watch the high and low of Friday's candle. Very key. If that is lost, then we'll come over here to the 1.85, and then we'll come down to all these simple moving averages. Okay, the first would have been like 1.79 here. Then we have your 21-day sitting right there at 1.79 now. And then we have your 50-day rate below that at 1.76, okay? But when you look at Friday's bottom, 1.90, that's your gap. And then we look to the top of this candle, 1.67, there's your fill situation, okay? Just like we had here, we have this contract roll now. We're right straight in that June contract. However, today we put in a higher low, which tells you that you got to get long. And look at here. We went above this key level here at that 2.0, and which lined up very nice with that candle there. So now we put a high in so far of 2.02. So where's the next level going to go? Well, I'm going to show you. So what we do next is we look to the left of the chart here, okay? So what we want to do is we want to look at this candle right here. So you're going to look at the upside, look at the high, it's 2.04, okay? So that's the next level that it's going to go to, okay? And then what we do is we'll look here on the weekly chart, and then we have basically 210, which lines up very nice with the 100-day, at 210. That is going to be your key resistance level, because now we have two of them. You have your 21-day on your weekly, which is very strong, and we have your 100-day here on your daily, which is very strong. Now again, if it can close above that, then what we do is we'll just follow these candles right on up here, okay? So the next candle, what you have is you got 212, okay? That's what you're looking for, and then we'll come up to here to that 215. And then here's the candle that you're looking for is 2.168, okay? Again, that's what we want to see. But again, you have to get above this key 210, the 21-day and the 100-day. Then we can start following these candles here all the way on up, okay? So that's what you have. You have you at 212, and then we have the 215, and then 2.168. There's your gap. That's what I've been pointing out here for a long time. Then again, if you can get through that gap, then we'll look to the bottom here of this candle. Okay, you're looking at 2.31. We have 2.32, but this is what you'd be looking for, is that fill at 2.42. Okay, so there's your gap. Okay, and then there is your fill. That's what we're looking for. However, I always like to point out, where it could possibly go, but this 21-day at 210 and this 100-day at 210, very critical. Okay, now today on a closing basis, you need to close above Friday's high. That's that 2.0. I say right now you're sitting real-time natty gas, basically 2.02. So we're sitting just above it. If we can close that with this nice green candle, then we could possibly have this nice rip up here until we get here to the key levels here. Okay, so last time when it went up here, you can see where it went. And that 50-day was a total brick wall. Now, even though it popped up, it couldn't close. That's the key. Then she fell down. Until you get above that, then she can rip higher, but that's going to be very key. But watch the 204 first, and then your 210 level. That is going to be your upside. Okay, let's take a look here on an hourly and a 4-hour. Okay, here we have your hourly chart. Now you can see here very nicely. Here we put in a low there. There was that gap up. Then we held this here very nice. Now you can see how she's ripping up very good. So we got to see here. Now, this is a sideways action. It has to really close here above that key level, which is that 2.0. That's what you're looking for to close above, okay? So if you can, then this is looking very nice, because even when we put this low in, okay, and then we put in a higher low, that is a nice double bottom situation here to go higher. Now you look at your 8 SMA, curling up nice, 21-day, curling up nice, very bullish here on the charts. So you look at your 4-hour chart here. Now we're out of all this noise here, okay, that 1.94, that's what we're looking for. Okay, now we're above that at that 2.0. This is going to be very critical on a closing basis, is you got to close above that 2.0. Then she has room to run higher. If not, remember, you have that gap that can always be filled. Okay, so always remember the gaps get filled. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but eventually they will get filled. Okay, so just watch this key Tula, that 2.0, and then she can rip much higher. Now the chart here, we had that nice, it was like a double bottom situation, made it a little bit lower low here, but we filled this gap in here very, very nice, okay? See, that was all filled right in with this, and now we just gapped up here, but again, if you can close above that, then you can shoot at that 204 and possibly that 2010. All right. Okay, let's take a look here on crude oil. Okay, here we have crude oil, your daily and your weekly chart. Now, what do we have today? Now, Fridays, what do we have? We had a topping tail candle, and you went right into that 21 SMA. That was your selling point when it goes right into that 21 SMA, which is another word for brick wall. Okay, see how that is? Now, I've been pointing out this 8 SMA right here, 82.85. You need to close above. Just because you went down, that doesn't mean anything, okay? You need to close above. So I said, if you lose that 8 SMA, where are you going to go? Okay, so today's low here so far is 82.50. So I said, always look to the left of the chart. What do we have? 82.44. There's your support level. See right there. If that's lost, then we'll come over to the following, the other candle at 81.99. If that's lost, then your next support level is going to be 81.65. And then if that's lost, we'll come down to the bottom of this candle, 88, and then we'll come here to this candle, which is the price channel, at 80.70. Okay? See right there. See how nice that is? But so far, we put in 82.50 versus 82.44. So now we have a higher low with a nice possible double bottom situation. And we need to close above this 82.85. Right now, you're sitting at 82.94. Okay? Very, very nice. So what do we do? Look on the upside. Well, then we just follow, okay? You want to look at the bottom of this candle. That's your neck. That's your resistance going up. That's 83.35. We can come to the top of this candle, 83.71, okay? And then we can just look right there, 83.91. You get above that, and your target right there is going to be 84.50. So right now, you're just going between pinball action between your 8 SMA here, okay, at 82.85, and your 21-day at 84.50. So very, very nice. Now, the scalping in this here, very, very good. UCO got all the way down to 33.72. Right now, you're sitting at 33.72. Right now, you're sitting at 34.05. Okay, so you have good scalping potential here if you're scalping the ETFs or you're trading, however you want to, pronounce it. Okay, so key level here today is you need to close above this 82.85. That's very, very critical. If that's lost, then what we do is you look to that 82.44, you look at the bottom of there, and then we look at a 50-day. That's your downside. Upside, we just look to the bottom of that candle, 83.35. You can follow there at 83.71. Today's high, 83.91. And then here's what you're looking for is 84.50. You crack above that, then here's going to be your big target right there, sticky. Okay, 85.64. Yes, we can go there. We can go here, but this is going to be the target right there at 85.64. Now, again, you might not get exactly there. You might get 85.50, 85.55. You know what I'm saying? 85.60. But that's where your next resistance levels is if you close above that key 21 SMA. So let's see how the day shakes out here as far as this 8 SMA and the 21 day. If you hold that 8 SMA, awesome. Okay, then you got yourself a sideways action and a real nice trading range. Weekly chart, this 8 SMA here, 83.23. Now we're just below that, but again, this is the weekly. By Friday, you want to close above, just like we did last week, just like we did the prior week before, okay? That's what we want to do. So you want to use this as a support level, absolutely, okay? But you also want to look at that as on a weekly basis situation. Okay, we're going to take a look here now at silver and at SLV. Okay, here we have silver, your actual commodity. Here we have SLV, the ETF. Now, look how nice that looks here, side by side. Now, this is how I traded SLV here for silver and GLD there for gold. Now, you can see where you ran all the way up here. Let's take this chart here because they're basically very similar. Okay, so it ran all the way up here to 29.90. That was the key level, but you can see how you had a big topping tail, went sideways, and you're holding that 8 SMA here, and it came down. Then where did it go? Okay, I always point out if you lose that 8 SMA, then you watch that 21 day. That's next. Now look how nice this is riding up here. Okay, now when you look at this chart here, okay, and then You see what you have here. This is a possible bear flag situation. Possible. Okay. Now, again, if you can close above this 21 day at 27.67 and that 8 day, that 27.69, okay, then you can reverse that. Okay. Then what you want to do is your upside target is going to be 28.02. Then what you do is you start getting right back in the mix. So you start looking at a lot of these bottom candles here. Okay, so you look at 28.12, and then we just start ratcheting up here. Okay, so you have 28, basically 28.80. Okay, and then we'll come all the way up here. You got 29.01, and then we have back in 29.10. So then you have all that resistance. So, but right now you're holding that 21 day very, very nicely. Okay, so this is why you want to put. This is the 8 simple moving average, the blue. The 21 day is the yellow. The 50 day is the green. The purple is the 100 day, and then the 200 day is your red. But see when you lost that 8 SMA, where'd it go? Right down to the 21 day. See how nice it held it? Now it could be doing the same thing here. Even though this looks like a bear flag, it just might be all it needs is to ratchet right back on up here. So right now I have no opinion on long or short. I would say you're going to take a long and hold this long if you can close above not only the simple moving average, but on top of that candle at that 28.02. If you can close above that, then we're going to go right up here into this level here, that 29 level here, very, very easy. On the downside, you want to watch, okay, obviously today's low, that's 27.22. Then we'll watch this low at 27 flat, and then we'll come all the way down here at 26.71. That is going to be your support, and then what we'll do is we ratchet here to the left, okay, 26.40, and then what we'll do is we always look to this candle here. That's 25.97. You bring that right across, and then right below it, you have your 25.63 level. Okay, so that is your downside. But right now, as long as you're holding that 21 day, this is bullish here to go higher. Okay, that's just reality, because just look at what is done in the past as it rolls over, and as it holds it, that is very, very key, and it could ratchet right back up here very easily. So when we look at this SLV, you can see it's the same chart. You spiked right on up here, and you're holding your 8 SMA here. Then she came right on down, obviously, with this red candle on the silver. But you're holding this level. Very, very nice. Now, here on the SLV is a little bit different, because what you want to watch here, if this sells down, is the bottom of this candle. Okay, so that's 24.17. There's your gap. And then you look to the top of this candle, 23.90. There's your fill. Okay, so gap and a fill. Okay, then we'll come over to the top of that candle at 23.45, and then it lines up very, very nicely with the 23.31. That is your support level. So always watch these gaps and this fill. But right now we got some really good sideways action. This is not bad here, because what you got is a low, a higher low, and a higher low. I just don't like when you have that big red pole that gives you that bear flag effect. But again, if you can start gelling up here, then that would negate that whole pattern. But right now, this does not look bad. But what you want to also watch here is on the upside is, besides this, you have 25.20, and then we have your 25.24. You want to clear that. And then we want to look to the top of this candle. That's 25.22. There's your gap. And then you want to look to the bottom of this candle at 25.90. So here's your gap, and there's your fill. So once we can close above this 21 day and that 8 SMA, then what we do is we start looking for this fill, that bottom of that candle at 25.90. Then we can look to the top of it at 26.32, and then we can rally right up high. But as long as we're holding this 21 day here on the actual commodity here, this looks very, very good. Sometimes you got to have a little patience with this here. But again, if you can start closing above these levels like we did here, okay, and then she'll rip very, very much higher. Okay, that's what I got for you. A little netty gas, a little crude, and a little silver. I'll be back here later today after the pit close, and we'll go a little bit more in depth on crude oil and natural gas. Thanks for watching.